Have you gotten your property tax appraisal yet? They just went out, and many of us hold our breath to see how much they went up. But a large chunk of homeowners in Tarrant County may also be worried about theirs staying the same. Because as we talked about in our last episode, the Tarrant Appraisal District is transitioning to a every 2 years appraisal schedule instead of a yearly one. So property values there have been frozen for unimproved existing homes. But Realtor Chandler Crouch, who is a prolific appraisal protest helper, did an analysis that found about 190,000 Tarrant homeowners last year should have seen a drop in their appraised values and therefore a drop in their property taxes last year, but they didn't because their values were frozen. And he says a preliminary peek at this year's data reveals almost as many homeowners will be in that same situation again. So he says protest your appraisal.
You only have a limited time to do it, and especially if you're in a more modest home, you may not be getting the mailbox full of reminders and offers from professional protest services, because Crouch says they are much more likely to focus their outreach on higher dollar homes.
They get paid as a percentage of how much they save people. So the bigger the price tag, the more money they make. So they dump all their marketing dollars on the higher end homes, and it just alerts everybody, hey, it's time to go protest. Meanwhile, the lower end homes, they're getting overvalued, and to boot, they're not getting all of the same advertisements, so they're not alerted that to the same level that the other guys are, that it's time to go protest your values.
Also totally worth it listening to or watching this week's episode of our Yolitics Texas Political Podcast, because we're talking about that unusual Tarrant appraisal schedule and some of the complications it has caused. And it's good to understand it all, especially now that the governor is proposing that we get rid of yearly appraisals statewide.
He came to town. And
did you talk to him?
He was just doing a photo shoot. Yeah, and I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, sir, I've got to ask you about this plan.
That conversation and our whole conversation, along with Crouch's tool so you can look up your Tarrant property to see if it may be frozen at a too high value, all in my article today posted on my socials to keep you right on the money.